English in Quito, Ecuador. I'm Carla Gonzalez. We begin in Antigua and Barbuda, where there are less than 24 hours to go until polls open in the general election. Final preparations are underway in the country. To ensure a fair and transparent election process, Prime Minister Gaston Brown has invited election observer teams from CARICOM had to leave their island after it was destroyed by Hurricane Irma last September.
Of the elections on tomorrow, Wednesday, the 21st of March. Prime Minister five-year term to implement the necessary. We are expecting to hear how he plans to implement the reconstruction, the conversion of Antigua climate resilience. We're also going to hear him discuss the Barbuda land ownership bill. We're going to explain it a little bit more in later. Into the island properly, hopefully take you is the start of the 2018. What that will mean for our country still.
So we'll go to another story, another round of Marielle Franco, who was assassinated last Michel Temer's government. The council.
She fought for the poor people and the black people that are being killed in the favelas. I'm surprised at how the world is reacting to this. After all this is happening, 50,000 people that almost voted to her. So this is going to have a...
will travel throughout the south of the country. On the first day of his fourth stage, a historic meeting was held with other former left-wing leaders from Latin America.
On Monday morning, joined by Dilma Rousseff, Lula da Silva stage of his caravan through Brazil. Social Bar, which was set up during his administration. 20 campuses and 20 federal institutions were and Dilma's terms in office.
I don't need to mention this university exists thanks to them. With
Mujica, the former presidents of Brazil and Uruguay.
Who would win the next election and not unite?
We have to take back the idea that if we are together, we will continue to follow Lula's caravan around the south of the country. We will keep you informed.
And Venezuela has strongly condemned the United States' attempt to ban all U.S. sanctions using its digital currency, the Petro. The Foreign Ministry in Caracas tweeted out a communique which says that the illegal sanctions against their...
It is the international law. You have to respect it to avoid incidents. In this case, the cabin crew did not report in advance that it was going to fly over Los Montes during its journey to Bogota.
To please remember, teachers matter.
Welcome back. It's the second day of hearings at the International Court of Justice in The Hague, where Bolivia is demanding on this issue after 1904. Professor Antonio Remiro Broton said the country's delegation, led by President Evo
country's final phase of negotiations with Chile, in which Bolivia is seeking to gain access.
Sure of it. Here we are supporting it.
We need to work out this with Chile.
In which Chile negotiated a solution. In 1879, Chile appended 120,000 square kilometers of Bolivian territory that connected this country to the Pacific Ocean. Since then, Bolivia has been claiming for a way out to the sea.
In Argentina, hundreds of pro-choice activists demonstrated, demanding legalization of abortion in the country. They gathered to discuss a bill to legalize abortion. It would allow women in Argentina to terminate a pregnancy during the first 14 in Argentina in cases of rape and risks to women's health.
All surveys published confirm that the majority of society understands that it is...
Information gives indication that the president have said President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski
during a military operation in Guaviare. The Colombian Ministry of Defense account. The operation was carried out in a rural area in the municipality of Calamar. One of the FARC dissidents killed was El Mocho, one of the most prominent dissident leaders in the area. Turning to the September earthquake, many residents of the capital city are still living in tents. But for the victims, this is not enough. Welcome back. Former prisoners have recalled days of torture at the Abu Ghraib prison, also known as the Baghdad.
right after days of prison and torture. When everyone would have his home, his car.
No matter how much time passes, as soon as one enters, they hang them on the metal door of the cell, and then they proceed with electrocution inside one's sensitive areas. Parts. It causes bleeding, surgical operations later.
Stories from around the world.
Staffers were expelled by Theresa May last Wednesday over the poisoning of a former Russian double.
This is a really council. But this is the new realities for the diplomatic, for the British foreign policy.
In 2012, he has always dismissed the Libyan allegation as grotesque. It is the first reported death due to trying to cross the road when she was fatally struck. After the accident, Uber has suspended its autonomous vehicle program across
due to age-related complications at all PGs. Now there are only 2 female white rhinos. Sudden death assures the extinction of this subspecies of rhino. However, this morning news brief. This and many other stories. .net/English.